Yo, 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 what up, Raider Nation? Welcome into another episode of the Raider Ragu Show. Oh, man. Raiders get blown out at the house by Dallas. Let's get in here and talk about it. But first, please like, share, comment, subscribe, auto download the show wherever you get your podcasts at. And let's not forget our sponsor, shebangboutique.com, SHEEbangboutique.com. Go over there and get your girl something unique and fly. Do that for me. Good looking. Okay, man. Right off top, it was embarrassing. It was about 60-40 Cowboy fans in the stadium. Don't get me wrong, I don't blame Raider fans, man. Nobody finna be paying all them high-ass ticket prices um, to go watch this crappy team play. You know, like if they were a better team, I guarantee you it would be better turnout at the game, especially later in the season. You see, early in the season, the stands are full. The Raiders fans are turning out. Then after they, see what they got going on, people start tuning out, man. You're like, I could watch this at the house, man. I could save my money. So 60-40 Cowboy fans in the stadium. They was, the Let's Go Cowboy chants was louder than the Let's Go Raiders. I mean, when there's more fans, there's more fans. That's just what it is. Anyway, they got blew out. It was 33-12. They got the embarrassing safety. The Cowboys kneeled on like the 10-yard line and gave them the ball back. So it's another 40 burger really that could have been put up on them. So that's the Commanders, the Colts, the Chiefs, and now these guys, the Cowboys, the Colts and the Commanders put 40 on the Raiders. These guys, the Chiefs and these guys, the Cowboys could have put 40. They just didn't. They, out of respect for Pete Carroll, is what I believe. They just didn't want to do him like that. But the Chiefs easily could have had 40 against the Raiders, and so could the Cowboys. So really, they didn't got out of 4 of their 10 losses. I mean, I'm sorry, I already gave you 10 losses. And that's not I'm not like in on nothing or slipped and said anything. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm telling y'all they're going to lose the next 2, but they probably are. They're 2-8, and out of the 4 of the 8 losses, the team has put up 40. That's not good, man. No, there's no way to sugarcoat that. That's not a good team. You're not a good team. This offense is a disaster, a straight disaster. They traded Myers as if they had somebody else to do anything. The offense just looks even more stagnant. The teams are not afraid of the Raiders going over the top of them, so they just sit on all of the short stuff. That's why Geno's constantly throwing interceptions. The bootleg stuff was working early.
Across the bow that Brian Schottenheimer just delivered.
For that first series, they were on the sideline. Geno Smith wide open. The outstanding tight end Brock Bowers. And an 18-yard completion to start the night for Geno Smith.
And him play tonight as he releases up the field vertically. You're going to see he stretches it, positions as though he's going to go up the seam, and it creates that separation then when he puts his foot in the ground and goes across the middle. Geno Smith puts the ball on him, and he's going to be the...
But when you don't score touchdowns, you get yourself behind the 8-ball, man, in the football game, especially against a high-powered offense like the Cowboys. And that's exactly what happened. They came out, had a nice drive, had some nice bootleg stuff in the opening script. It was working, too. Bowers was wide open a couple times. But the drive gets down there. slows down, suspect play calling. They kick a field goal, and they get sacked too. Don't let me not forget that one of the plays was a sack. Now, Geno possibly could have got rid of it, but I'm not gonna hold it against him because I know he wants to be sure. He don't want to throw a pick, but he doesn't have a lot of time. And if he's trying to like be sure on a route, a lot of times he gets sacked. So a lot of those picks that Geno was throwing, in my opinion, I'm not making no excuses for the dude, is he just like letting it go because it's like I'm gonna either get sacked or I'm gonna let this go right now. And he's throwing picks off of that. And a lot of it is in his head. You know what I'm saying? The pressure that either is perceived to be on him or real pressure.
Will Putnam, who's making the start at center, and he has to face off here against Quinnen Williams, and he just gets drove right back into Geno Smith. And Quinnen Williams, he's one of the most disruptive defensive players in all of football.
Because both things happen to him. He gets pressured a lot. And then he could not be pressured and still throw a bad ball.
Tandem to kind of build this passing game around.
They fake it to Genty. Tucker, it bounces to him.
Because the pressure is already in his mind that, somebody's coming. The line is in shambles. The offensive line is in shambles.
Geno Smith is swallowed up and sacked in the backfield. Toia. Houston there as well, a loss of 6. It's 4th down.
You're going to see it right here, just one-on-one blocking by Stone Forsythe at left tackle and just not able to hold up.
Shambles. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But let's talk about the game. The pregame, I said, stay close to CD, be physical with George, or he's going to sun you. I would say what George did to our DBs would qualify as sunning. He sunned all of our DBs.
Blitz off the edge. Pickens makes the catch and then fights his way to first.
He sunned both our corners for sure. We didn't stay close enough to CD. He scored.
Jason Jobes on that last effort by Pickens. Here's Lamb wide open, backs in for the touchdown. End zone, his second touchdown of the year.
Well, they're in zone coverage, and Polamalu, he just doesn't carry it. And whether
together they had 14 catches for 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just 2 dudes, 14 for 210 and 2 tuds, with George doing most of the heavy lifting with 9 for 144 and a tud. A really embarrassing kind of tud, too.
Only the second Dallas penalty of the game. Backs him up 5. Prescott able to step into it. It's got Pickens. Good move. Nice cutback and a touchdown.
It looked like he was playing with some kids. It looked like he was out there playing with his sons. For real, man. I ain't sugarcoating it. And it got me to thinking, too. This is a sidebar. When the Raiders brass knew they weren't going to sign, or they knew they weren't into giving Jacoby Myers a contract extension, they knew we're going to need a receiver. Why didn't they trade for George Pickens? Why didn't they make an offer for George Pickens? The Cowboys already had CD Lamb, and they still got him. That's because the Cowboys understand you got to have guys in the NFL, bro. You can't just have players. You got to have guys. You got to have dudes. Dogs, like everybody say, which is like an overused term now. But, man, you got to have some forget them X's and O's, man. You got to have some Jimmys and Joes, man. You understand what I'm saying? You got to have some dudes that can play football, bro. And I'm hearing too much about culture fit and shit like that, bro. And we a dog shit team. Y'all worrying about culture. There's no culture here. In the last, what, 26 ball games, the Raiders have won 6 games, blown out several times. Blown out this year several times with a team that you told us was better than the AP teams. Should have just kept AP at this point. This team is worse. This team is worse, and they got better players, allegedly. Explain that. Culture fit. You should have made whatever needed to happen to bring a guy like George Pickens in here. But nah, you let him go to the Cowboys, who already had a top flight receiver. Just, man, like earlier in the offseason when people was talking about Mayer for Tyreek Hill, and people on podcasts talking about no. Fans talking about no. Talking about culture fit and baby mamas and shit like that. Man, y'all be worried about sucker shit like broads. Instead of just worried about, and no disrespect, man, y'all be worried about sucker stuff. I ain't even gonna say that, like, bro, whatever, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's that soft shit, worried about another man's business. Man, is he gonna be there Sunday and catch the football and run routes? That's all you care about. All that off the field shit, that's for suckers, man. People that be worried about culture fit and all that old type of bullshit. The locker room. And we trash. The team trash, and y'all worried about the locker room. Man, that just had me hot, man. I'm sitting here like, why we didn't get him? If the Steelers was trading, why the Raiders didn't? Man, it makes me sick, man. The offense is a disaster. The offensive line is the worst in the National Football League right now. And here's what had me hot. I want to move on. The game sucked. We're trash. We lost 33-16. It really should have been 40. We had several embarrassing moments. We couldn't stop them. Williams ran for nearly 100 yards, 22 carries and 93 yards. The Raiders ran for the team. The team had 12 carries for 27 yards. The team. A pro football team ran for 27 yards in a football game. That's like, man, do we even have grown-ups on the O-line? Y'all that scared to call run plays? Are they that weak up front? You, as coaches, y'all got to believe that y'all O-line is dirt trash to only run the ball 12 times as a team for 27 yards. Threw the ball, 42 times. A total of 54 plays. I heard Lincoln Kennedy say he's used to, in his day, you get 70, 75 plays in. And the reason we don't get that is because we don't drive. We don't get drives. Too many 3 and outs, too many picks, too many long sustained drives by the other team that's taking up clock. All the shit that a bad team does. That's why we don't get that many plays. I can't remember the last time the Raiders had 70 plus plays. Please, man. Are you kidding? As a fan, man, I'm tired of seeing this garbage, bro. Shit is like disgusting. You wait all week, and these dudes come out here and lay a straight egg, bro. They don't even look like they play. And can we please get Caillou Blue Kelly out of there, man? The Caillou Blue Kelly experiment should be over with. He's not an NFL starting cornerback. He's a piece for depth at best and only. That is why he never was a starter before now. I don't know what Pete thought he was doing. He talking about, oh, he really came on in practice. So now we going to make him start. Who was he covering? Thornton and Bash and them? Guys that don't even fucking play? Who was he showing up against? Trey Tucker? He's trash. Caillou Blue Kelly is not a good corner, man. Dude was just out there running around him like he looked like he was overmatched. He was just out there running around the dude. It was embarrassing. Y'all got him out there starting, talking about he's the best we got. Man, play the rookie. If I see Caillou Blue Kelly out there one more time, man, talking about he a starter, I know that Pete Carroll, you on some sabotage shit. You trying to sabotage John Spytek's draft picks. You want to make him, you want to undermine him and tell the owner that the dudes he picked ain't ready. Man, them dudes you picked ain't ready. And they better. I don't want to see the dude number 36 back out there, man. Put Porter, number 26. That's who we want to see at the corner. Like Stokes, you had a decent game, but you got sunned a couple times by Pickens as well. It brings me on to another thing about the youngsters. You draft a tackle and a guard, 98 and 99 overall, right? You damn near stopped the draft to do this shit. But they can't play? You get some dude off the street, Forsythe, and then when the guard go down, you switch Meredith back to guard after you told us he was such a good center. Told us he didn't have a body profile for guard. But the guard get hurt. You move some new guy, Putnam, to center and put Meredith at guard. Man, Pete, you and your son, bro. Y'all, you ran the horse y'all came in on, man. And I'm a USC fan. Always liked you. Been around you before when when you was here in LA, man. But Pete, I don't like what I'm seeing from your ball team, bro. Your O-line, your son is coaching the O-line, and the O-line is terrible. You had injuries, and you made the terrible decision to switch Meredith to guard and let Putnam play center instead of just letting the young guy Rodgers get his first start. See what you got. You spent a third-round pick on a guy you're not even going to let him play. How the hell you going to know what's up for next year if you don't let him get in there right now? And you had an injury at his spot, and you do this shit. That's why I think Pete is trying to sabotage John and make it seem as though he didn't pick the right guys to upstairs, right? He's trying to make Mark Davis think that his GM is not a good GM and that the guys he picked are not ready. And that's why he runs Thornton out there, right? As a fourth-round pick who was really like a project, right? Nobody expected Thornton to come in and contribute much right away. They figured he had to develop. And what did they do with him? Started him. The guys you picked after Rodgers and Grant. He starts. He might not start no more, but he was starting. Jack Bech, the other guy, second-round pick. He's caught 8 passes. I don't even know how many targets. Not, can't be more than maybe a dozen targets or so. All season. They 2-8. This dude done caught 8 passes, the draft pick. So there's something going on right there, man. I think it's a dynamic where Pete is doing that shit on purpose. And then on the O-line, being that his son coaches that unit, I think he helped him do it. You know what I'm saying? They had discussions about it privately. Like, yeah, whatever you do, don't put them rookies in. You know what I'm saying? And it's bullshit. The dudes that he got in there are not getting it done. You might as well put the rookies in there and see what you got. All of them. I saw they had Hemingway. They let Hemingway play. Finally, they let some of the young D linemen play. He was in there doing, getting after it, but he needs more reps. Just like Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant need reps. Just like Besh need reps. Put them dudes out there, man. The season is a loss, right? The season is a wrap. We 2-8. Guaranteed to be one of the, worst teams of this season. Definitely in the running for having the worst record. And throw the young guys in, bro. If Gino don't want to play quarterback with the young guys, get his ass out of there. Let Pickett play. Put Aiden in. Aiden should be ready to go. I want to see Rodgers at the tackle. I want to see Grant at the tackle. I want to see Rodgers at the guard for the rest of the year. I want to see Darian Porter out there at the corner. And I want Thornton and Bash to get some targets on offense. Throw it to somebody else besides Brock Bowers. If you got to take time away from Lockett, Vandor Tucker, so what? Do it. Let's see what Besh can do. Let's see what Thornton can really do. And God dang it, next year, please draft some damn O-linemen. For goodness sake, God damn. Or get some in free agency and draft some. Do something. We need like 3 good ones. Play the young guys. Man, I ain't really got nothing else for y'all, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Just win, baby.